Welcome to episode 43 of No Man's Land with me, Farm Sim Snowy. Welcome back to No Man's Land, everybody. So, I've had a bit of a tidy up, as you can see. Before we went to sleep last night, I sold some eggs and some wool and put the trailers in front of the cages so that they would fill up, but I think we need to sell some more wool and eggs because I think that trailer's full there and the rest of the eggs are getting quite stacked up there. So that will be a job to do in a second, and we need to tend to our animals again because I'm guessing they've made a mess overnight. Yes, so the chickens, we know the sheep and horses are going to be fine. I need to ride the horses, but I will do that off camera at the end of this episode because that obviously takes a while. But they're already up to 16,000, nearly 17,000 each. So that's going to be good for us when they max out. The pigs are getting low on a few things. We have got corn in our silo, so I'm going to tip some in to their trough from there. They also need cleaning out and some water and straw. I'll probably top the others up while we're there as well. Our oat field is finally ready to harvest. It's still obviously a growth stage behind that section, but we'll get there. These two fields are still growing. The soybean field needs a second stage of fertiliser. I might get a worker to do that while we're doing other bits and bobs. I'll put the narrow tyres on the Fendt and get them going on that because I'm guessing the soybeans are probably too high and it makes it awkward for us to see where we've been. These two sections obviously need liming from the last episode where we made this field bigger, but I'm probably going to lime the whole lot. So the rest of the grass is growing again already as well. So we've got plenty to do and get on with. What is our silage like? That is 100% fermented, so that is excellent. But we're not in a desperate rush to sell that. That can wait for a second. So what we need first is the Fendt, which I've stored away with the other tractors. Crammed them all in, as you can see. I think what we might do a little bit further down the line is probably, like I've said before, sacrifice some of that field there, if not all of it, and I think we might get another one of these machine sheds because if we do that, it's the slot count, if we get the same 4-door one, it will only cost us something. Well, let's have a quick look actually. So we have got the 4-door one, which is, where are we? God, we've got so much equipment. So that would be 10 slots. But if we went into sheds again, there they are there. If we got the 4-door one, that's only going to be another 1 slot. So that would be brilliant. And that would give us a bit more shed space. And we'll plonk it down, obviously leaving a gap between so we can swing through with our other machinery and still get to the fuel bowser. I'm probably going to try and get the big trailer on the back of this because I want to get all of that corn out, and I think we've got 30,000 litres, so that would be too much for the smaller trailer. I think it's about time we upgraded some of our equipment, especially the trailers maybe, because even this one's only 41,000 I think, and there is a bigger version of this trailer, or there is even bigger trailers than this. So corn, just out of interest, how many pigs have we actually got? We've got 143 now, so they're breeding quite rapidly, which is good. I don't think we'll sell any just yet. We'll get up to, I don't know, a certain amount and start selling a few off. We can make a bit of money back. Just make it a little bit more easier to manage them, because obviously they are quite demanding. A lot of the soybeans that we're growing over there are probably going to have to be tipped into their feed. Oh, something I did want to tell you actually, it's just reminded me driving past here. I have no idea, you know this lovely little log cabin shed that we have placed here and we put our bales in? They've gone. I've no idea what happened. I came on here earlier and obviously it was still the evening time of the last episode, because I tidied all the animals up and some of our equipment before we went to sleep, and yeah, there was no bales in there, so I have no idea what has happened there, which I'm a little bit annoyed at, because that took us quite a while to get all those bales, and then we went through the hassle of moving them a couple of times, and now all of a sudden they're gone. So we've lost all our feed for the horses and the sheep, because obviously I was going to use some hay bales for the sheep as well, because even the ones I stacked over at the sheep pen have disappeared as well. I have no idea. I've said it before on this map, there's some weird goings on this map. I don't know if anyone else has ever had any strange experiences, but I've had lumps and bumps and dips appear in my roads when they weren't there, and yeah, it's just all a bit odd. But anyway, we've put in some there for the pigs. That's topped their corn up quite a bit, which is good, because that is their sort of one of their main sources of food. Can't really do much with the wheat or barley because the chickens need wheat as well. So we want some straw and water. What we'll do is we'll dump this trailer here for a second, and we'll get going with some of the water. We can top up most of the animals with this, and again we could probably upgrade this water trailer to something a bit bigger. It's been absolutely fine for us, but we're growing now as a farm. In the early days we needed smaller, cheaper things to keep us going, but we're getting there. We've got 2.7 million in the bank as well. And we'll start buying a few more plots as well here and there. That's going to happen again in the future. Lots and lots of possibilities for us to do. We'll top up the pigs first, and then we'll see what the other animals are like. They've made a mess already. Brilliant. They should take quite a bit, I would imagine. Probably all of this trailer. Yeah, that's stopped. Right, well what I'll probably do, because I'm pretty sure you don't want to see me backwards and forwards doing all the sheep. Oh, sheep. That's because I went past the sheep and I had sheep on the brain. I was going to say I will cut to probably when we're selling some of the wool and eggs. So I will carry on with this. I'll clean up the chickens as well, and I'll top up all the pigs, get them all sort of done and dusted, and I'll see you shortly. at least you know I've actually done it then. And you can see that I'm in the process of doing it. So I'll see you in a sec, guys. Right, so that's all the animals taken care of. We will carry on with selling some eggs and wool. Now, annoyingly enough, the best prices for both of them is the vehicle shop grains, which is obviously a bit of a trip. So, I mean, there's not a huge difference. Shall we just sell more locally? I'm not sure. We don't need the money, but money is obviously nice. We've worked hard for it all. I think, what was the difference there? Oh, that's quite a bit of a difference actually, isn't it, with the eggs? So I think we'll go down to the vehicle shop for both of them. Probably going to be 2 trailer loads, I would have thought, of eggs just to clear it a bit better. And maybe the same for the sheep. But we will get them sold off and then see what happens.
You and me stuck on the ocean now, nothing but waves and they're spilling in. I wanna dry up but you just keep on going, don't you? I don't even know how we got here, all my reasoning have disappeared. I wanna bury the hatchet and find the way back to our home, our home, our home. We don't have to drift inside this dome. I will not let us fade away. It's not a price I wanna pay, and it's not too late. No, we lost our purpose, chasing all that surplus. You were all that I need. I feel that we can break free. We can still go back there to a place with no cares. We can turn this ship around. We can turn this ship around all the way back home. Chasing all that we do not have. Chasing all that we don't have. Chasing all that we do not have. We do not all the way back home. Chasing all that we do not.
So that's quite a bit of eggs and I was going to say milk then. Wool sold off. We'll have a quick look so you can see how much we actually made. So if we go into our prices, sold wool 27,000. That's a little bit extra actually, because I sold some very early this morning when I first woke up, because I had the warning signal or message come up. So I think it was about just over 18,000 that we actually got. And then the eggs, 111,764 just off of eggs. So not too shabby at all. Right, we've got our fence ready with the narrow tyres on. I'm going to get a worker going on that field. Pretty well, I was going to say I'm pretty sure, but I'm pretty hopeful, I should say, that they are going to cope well. They're certainly going to be able to see it. Oh yeah, that's another thing. You can see the truck over there. Also, before I went to sleep last night, I carried on doing some more of those trees. I've only got about 3 left, I think, to do in that line. So that area is almost clear, ready for the field expansion. It's going to be a bit more challenging, that field, I think, when it does get made, because you can see the sort of bump it's got in it, and it dips back down the other side. So that will be quite interesting when we come to harvest that. As you can see, it's got that bump in the middle, the mound to it. Still, There'd be something different instead of a sort of flattish field like we've been used to so far. Right, what I'm going to do, let's just double check we're on 45 meters. No, we're not. So we'll get that going. And they're going to be able to go more of a straight line than what I would be able to. So let's just hope that they're going to work and cope well. Because as you can see, when the soybeans get to this sort of stage, it becomes very hard then, without checking the map, to see where you've been and not been. But we will get roughly into position. How far out is our spread width compared to here? Right, so we could probably go over a little bit more. Right, we'll just go there like that, and then they'll soon straighten up. We do that and then send them off. We come over here now. There we go, happy days. I'm not even gonna follow them. We're just gonna let them do what they want. Well, not what they want, because we know what's happened in the past. And then I'll go back over here because we're going to finally harvest our oat field. So I will see you back over at the John Deere harvester, because we're going to buy a new combine, I think. Here we are. Yes, so this has been a very good servant to us, but there is a new combine, which is something a bit different, that's come onto the market, and I want to try it out. So probably not going to get a great deal for this, and we're also going to get rid of the header because I don't think it will suit the new one that we're going for. So we need to sell both of these like so. And like I said, it's been a very good servant to us. It was our first combine. We've got 10.5 hours on here, which doesn't sound a lot, but we have done quite a bit of harvesting with it in the past. And obviously it's a machine that doesn't get obviously used as much as a tractor, but it's been very, very good for us. So I will head down to the shop and I will see you down there. Let's find out how much we get for this then. I've no idea. I've just thought, is this actually going to go through these doors? That is something I didn't actually think about. It's not, is it? So right, that's annoying. I've got an idea. Guys. How about if we drop this down here? Hope this isn't going to affect the value, me smashing it about. Can we push that in? I didn't even think about that, to be honest with you. Oh no, don't do that. Go on, just enough so it goes in the trigger. Let's see if that worked. Yes. So we're going to get 16,246 for that. That wasn't exactly the most elegant way to sell, but needs must. And let's drop this down there. Again, this probably won't be a huge amount because it was fairly cheap to buy. So 51,315. So that is gone. We no longer have our John Deere. Do feel a little bit sad, but time to move on. So this is the fella I want to try the twin screw XBR2. Looks a very interesting combine. It's a tracked one, so I'm not sure how I'm going to get on with that, because I'm not a huge fan of the tractors, but we'll see. It's already at 14,100 litres, but we're going to put a big tank on it, which does cost a whopping 42,000, but it's going to put 29,100 on there. Puts numbers on the side. We're not going to worry about that. I'm not worried about the oversized sign, which is front and back, so keep that. Lights, now you can have various different lights on here, front and blah blah blah, but we're going to go for all, so it puts front on, some on the front, some on the back, and one on the pipe as well, which is going to be handy. The crawler 30, that's the width of the tracks. You can't really see that well. We've only got two options, 30 or 36, so we'll go the widest, and then the pipe short or long, so we're going to go for long on that. And the Green Star 3000 is to do with GPS, so that doesn't apply to us on console, so I'm not going to do anything with that. It's 306 horsepower, so it's more than the John Deere, not as much as our New Holland. Now I want to get a header for it, obviously, but I want one that kind of matches this colour. Now it's difficult to judge, but I'm thinking that more looks like possibly Challenger, or I don't think it's orange as JCB. We're going to buy that. 242. So we're already expanded out. I was going to go for, if we go for these lizard draper ones like this, you can customize these. So we could go for 13.7, but I don't think we will. We'll go for a 9 meter, which is an improvement on what we had. It was 7.6 the last one, but we can change the colors and whatnot on here. So I was thinking, I mean, we've got New Holland yellow. I think that's probably I was thinking maybe Challenger. I mean, the best thing to do is to offer it up to the harvester itself. I'm not too worried about rim colour. They can stay as it is with grey, I think. Decal doesn't really matter because it's not a brand that will be on here, the harvester, so we'll just go no, so we'll buy that. At the end of the day, if the header is horrendously different, I'll tell you what, first impressions, that isn't too bad. It's a little bit dark here. So, one thing I didn't check, I think it has got a trailer hitch there, which is handy because, yes. So all good so far. It turns quite rapid because obviously the tracks. It'd be interesting to see how I get on with this, because I just find the tracks sometimes a little bit too sensitive. Obviously I'm using joypad, it might be a little bit easier of a steering wheel, but I'm not sure. Anyway, I'm going to head up to our oat field and we will get this underway. Hopefully we can see what the colours look like together. They don't look too bad. I'm not fussed if it's slightly off. I don't think it's going to be exact, is it? So, oh, Helper E has completed their task. Let's just quickly see what they have done or not done. So they've missed a tiny stretch there and a couple of little spots there, but that is fine. I can do that a little bit later. But we'll head up to the oat field anyway. We'll get that harvested. Right, let's give this its first little test. It looks really tiny, doesn't it? Like a little box. I went over and finished off the fertilising on the soybean field. So now if we go there, I did that little strip there and there was a couple of little bits. I've put the fence back over here and everything away. So let's get hooked up to this. That's good that that actually works. Unfold that. So let's get in the sun a little bit. Turn that off so you can hear me. Yeah, it looks a little bit darker maybe, doesn't it? Maybe we should have gone for the New Holland. Still, it doesn't look stupid, does it? Or at least I don't think it does. Right, so I'm guessing we need to unfold. No, that's unfolding the header. Let's get it on the harvester and unfold that. So that's swung the steps out. Now this is where I'm going to have to be careful, because where it's got such a tight turning circle and we've got crop destruction on, I'm in danger of ruining the crops. But away we go. That's going very slow. That possibly could be that header. I'm glad the straw swath is coming down because I didn't even check that. Right, I don't think this is working with this header properly. So that is definitely my bad. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this header back and we will have to, it's all trial and error though. See, I could have tested all this off of screen, but where's the fun in that? Then you guys can have a bit of a laugh. So I'm thinking we'll probably have to go for that, which is the 13.7, because I don't think, apart from that, which is too small, we haven't got any yellow looking ones. I don't want to do that because we have no trailer. I know it doesn't really matter, but if we do get in tighter spaces, yeah, so we're going to have to go for the 13.7. I'll go and sell that, and then I'll be back up here with a larger header. So I'll see you in a second. I just had an idea. So I've dropped that there because I'll get the pickup to take that back down to the shop. We'll sell that. We've got one of these headers over here, haven't we, which I've just remembered. So instead of going to buy a new one, let's see if this will work okay with this header. And if it does, we'll probably buy a new one, a second one. Now, I know obviously you might be thinking, well, what's the point in having two headers at the same, you know, two headers the same if you're not running two combines at the same time. But instead of keep swapping around like I'm doing now, it would just be easier, I think, in the long run to have a header each. I didn't want a too big header on this combine really, but it's looking like we might have to. So let's unfold that already. See, already those wheels look like they've unfolded a lot better on the other one. Colour scheme's not quite the same, is it, actually? But it ain't far off. That'll do for me, as long as this works now. Because if it doesn't work, I might start crying. and it'll probably be a waste of money on this combine, that is, anyway. So let's get, I think we are still unfolded. Yes, we are. Please work. We should be going at 6 miles an hour, and we kind of are. Come on. Why is this doing this to me? It won't even reverse. It's not even moving now. Right, let me try a kind of flatter area of the field. I'm so going to be annoyed if we've wasted money on this harvester. It should work. I mean, if it's not going to work on fields like this, I know we've got a bit of a bump in it, then it's going to be no good to us at all, because most of our fields have got a little bit of a slope here and there, and the new one that's going to happen over there is definitely going to have one. So let's get on the brow of this sort of hill. Let's try this. See, now that is working fine. So is it because we're on a bit of a slope? It might be the header's too big for it. I can't see why. It's not far off in terms of size than our New Holland over there. It's just a lot more squarer. But that is perfect. That is what we want. 6 miles an hour. Got a lovely straw swath. I mean, we could keep it and just use it for like the soybean field we've got growing, because obviously that's pretty flat. But you know, it's a lot of money to shell out just for using on 1 or 2 fields. Now we've got that hill and it's starting to struggle a little bit. I mean, it does say when you download this that it's gotta be, well, I mean, we know that most harvesters will fit most headers, and you know, vice versa. So we're picking up a bit of speed now. See, it looks like it's off the floor on that side. Yeah, it says something about the John Deere headers, because if I stop a second and go in our shop, go down to headers, I can't remember, because obviously I've got so many things downloaded. I can't remember if I actually downloaded these fellas here. I think I did, because I'm pretty sure we had the 7, yeah I did, we had the 7.6 on the John Deere harvester. And then if we go into actual harvesters itself rather, and go to this harvester, says down the bottom there with the jigsaw piece, John Deere 630F, and then John Deere, and you can't read what that says. So 630F was this one, which is a 9.1. So I don't know, maybe I might have to try that, you know, myself off camera, see whether it works or not. It's working okay now. Anyway, what I will do is get the rest of this field done, and I'll bring you back in when we're almost done, and I'll give you an update on how it has actually performed on the rest of the field. So I will see you very shortly, guys. Just this last strip here left to do. I'm still not convinced with this harvester. It seems to run slow and struggle even with the header up in the air. That little corner section there, when I lifted the header up and reversed and then tried coming up along to do this strip in line with our harvester, it was just struggling. Just as it is, I mean, I don't know, it should have enough horsepower on it. It just seems to run quite slow when you got the header running like now. Turn that off and we'll pick up a bit more speed. So yeah, I'm not sure yet. What we'll do is we'll keep hold of it for now, because the pipe out, that's got quite a long pipe on it. Let's pull down here out of the way a bit. What was I saying? Yeah, we'll keep hold of it, because maybe between now and the next episode it could get an update if there is a slight issue with it. I don't know, it might just be the experience I'm having, but it just doesn't seem to be running quite how it should do, if that makes sense. Because our John Deere would have coped with that easily, and that is less horsepower, I believe, than what we had or have got there with this. So I think it was that John Deere we had. Yeah, so that was only 250. I don't think we, even if it went up to 205, that's still less than this one. It's 306 horsepower. I'm not sure. Well, I might do a little bit of testing off camera, maybe on this map, and see what happens. Obviously I won't save the game, or I'll do it on another map and see how it goes. Ideally it would be better, I suppose, to do it on this map, because this is what we've been using it on. But we did get quite a nice amount of oat off of there, so let's check the horses. They're going to need topping up. Yeah, so they should take quite a big chunk of that. The pigs could still do with a little bit in those two bars there. They don't take oats, so we can't tip any in there. Again, we've got a nice load of straw there to pick up, so that will be picked up later, not this episode, and that could go straight in the silo, because obviously we're using straw for the horses, pigs, and eventually we are going to get cows. So let's tip some of this in here. I think they probably will take most of this, actually, to be honest with you. 11% left. They're fully topped up, so they're going to last for quite a while. The sheep are good to go, the chickens are good to go. It's just those greedy little Watsits over there. So we'll tip this back in our silo, and what I want to do for the rest of this episode is finish taking those trees down. I think there's only 3, like I said, over there with our truck, and we're going to put down another sale point. I think I did mention it last episode or previous episode. I got recommended this sale point, which is just specific for wood chips, and I just thought it might help us out. So I'm going to run over here and jump in the truck. So here we go. I even got rid of those trees over there. I know I was umming and ahhing whether to keep them or not, but they went in the end. And as you can see, we've got another, well, it's gone up now, 70,000 litres of wood chips. Not sure that's completely gone, is it? Oh, maybe it has. It's a bit dark there, couldn't quite see. There we go. That is now looking absolutely huge, that area. I'll tell you what we will do while we're in landscaping mode. Let's reduce that rock down like so. Let's get down a little bit so we can see it. Just blend that in. It's all going to get ploughed up eventually. That is good. Oh, didn't want to do that. I just accidentally raised the ground then. This is where you've got to be very careful in landscaping mode, because you can do some absolute damage. Right, let's go out of that. What does that look like? There it is over there. That's pretty good from here, I think. No silly little dips or bumps. I'm happy with that. So we'll go and tip the wood chips back in our silo, see what our total is. Obviously there probably will be more casualties further down the line. I've left those two trees down the bottom there because I think we will carry on sort of straight across from there. We'll keep it like that, keep away from the residents down that end. We still need to plant something in here and in this field, and we need to sort out our new field, our old grass field, because the grass is still growing. Let's jump out and move the New Holland. Yeah, the grass has started to grow again already. So we should be able to seed straight over that though, I think. Let's put him down there, and then we will go in back into the truck. Like so. Yeah, I'm kind of a little bit gutted about that combine, because I thought that might be quite quirky to have on here, seeing as this is our more sort of relaxed gameplay series. We'll try all different types of mods and things out like that on here. Right, let's turn that off. We want to go in here to wood chips. So we have got 544,438 litres. That is just madness. So this new sell point, I'm pretty sure it's in miscellaneous. And like I said, I got recommended it by one of my subscribers. And it's this one here. So wood chip sales, so specific to that. Wood chip sales with 50% higher prices. How better off that will be than the sawmill, I'm not sure. And where I was going to stick it is down here. I know we've got a few sale points here already, the slurry yard, BGA, and the big bakery, but it's kind of like our industrial site down here. Let me just turn that on because I want to see, so we can't really go that way. I know we could buy more land, but I was thinking of probably tucking it in here somewhere so that we can, and we need to turn that on because I don't want to get stung for ridiculous price. So you can see it's already going up because it's not quite flat there. So if we were to put it maybe there, or should we go on the angle? On the angle might be quite smart actually. Maybe like that, just enough so it gives us enough room to back a trailer up in there. That would work, wouldn't it? 35,000. Bosh. So let's have a look at that properly. Turn all these off. That's pretty cool. What I'm going to do with this area as well before the next episode is I'm going to make this a lot better now. We're going to buy, let's do that now actually, because that is 46, because I've said from quite a long time ago it'd be quite cool to have a road coming in between these two rocks, and then it was just sort of open up. So we will buy that plot now, so that'll be 46, and then that will allow me to put in a better road off of the main sort of strip there. And I will do that, so next episode when we start off I'll bring you down and I'll show you what I've done. I'm just going to make it a little bit more like a proper industrial area with roads and whatnot, so pretty smart. Let's just quickly have a look at the prices now of wood chips. So pellet box up the top there, that's actually worse. It is going up, but it's actually worse at the minute than the wood chips sale point at the sawmill. So at least they can battle it out with each other though. So yeah, not sure, we'll see. But that is it for this episode. Hope you have all enjoyed it. If you have, please give us a like. If you haven't subscribed yet, then please do, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future videos of mine. I've been Farm Sim Snowy. Stay frosty.